This is going to be a Photoshop movie to show how to begin the car. The first thing I want you all to begin with on this car is going to be the sheet metal, and only concentrating on the horizon up and horizon down values. I don't want you to concentrate on any of the detail, but before you begin you have to present and get your file ready. This is a file of a student that wants to do this particular vehicle. It's too dark and it's cropped too high. There's too much sky in it. Now what I'm going to do first is crop it down, and I want you to look where I'm circling on the screen. 31.6 megabytes is the file. That's about the right file size. So I could even stand to crop this car down, way down. Even get rid of some of this. Hit the return key, and now I am down to 20.8 megabytes. Your goal is between 30, right around 30 megabytes is fine. Now, in order to make that happen, your car should get to about 10 to 12 inches in width. I see right now with my rulers that this car is, the file size is 14, the car is 12. It's perfect size. So when I go to image and image size, my job is to make sure I'm at 300 ppi. Now, I could stand to go up a little bit more than this to get better detail in on the car. So I am going to make this, if I make it 400 ppi, I'm up to 36.9 megabytes. You know what? I'm going to leave it at 300 ppi. I don't want to go to 350, but I will. I'm 28. Let me go to 370, and that's fine. 31.6 megabytes. Now, ideally, you cannot increase pixel ratio, but I want you to see how close I'm going to get on this, on the hub and the lug nuts of this wheel. If I can't see them, then I might as well not do this picture. So, first thing I'm going to do is marquee to get close to these. I can now tell that those are actually hexagons with rounded ends. So this car has perfect resolution, but it's too dark. And it's to the third color I chose. Remember I said silver would be the first one, black would be the next one, and red, so this is really the fourth. Blue would be the fourth one. Please don't do any yellows or greens or any other horrid color other than what I've said. Now, I'm going to hit Command L. This car is too dark. I want you to see where I would approve of for the light value, so I'm going to pick up the middle range and move it up. Now, by doing so, I have great lightness everywhere, including in the spoiler, underneath the horizon, in the wheel wells, I can see in those, but I've ruined the blacks. So what I had the student do actually was also move the black in a little bit towards the histogram right here, and I'm going to pick up the white just a tiny bit till it gets right up to the little tiny curve that starts where I'm circling. I click OK. Now this file is 100% ready for me to begin with. Alright, I'm going to now go to a file that I was working on, and I already have a path drawn. But what I want you to see on this car, if you can see, I want you to eliminate all the detail. Now, in doing so, I'm going to quickly save this to my desktop as test. And it can't be a JPEG, it must be a Photoshop file. I'm glad I actually did save this because you have to convert to a Photoshop file. So desktop and save. Now, let me minimize this one and go right into what I want to talk about. I have prepared this to the point where I can talk about it accurately on screen. It's not going to be as large on screen as I would normally work because of this movie that I'm making. So I'm going to go Command 0 to actually fit this. Actually, I'm going to minimize the screen so it all fits within my confine. Alright, I'm going to remove what I've done. I'm going to remove what I've done and show you what the car did look like. Now please understand, this car has good color, but I can't see into the front section. So for those of you that need to see in the front section, I have created a layer that I just maximized the levels on, not for the purpose of color. This is for the purpose of color. This is for the purpose of seeing into the front bumper. So the only reason you do this, you're going to throw this layer away. You can even double click it and call it light for whatever reason I have. That's your light layer. That's only for the purpose of drawing. As a matter of fact, I should rename that so I don't get confused. Drawing. Now, I have already created a outline path, and I want you to understand that the outline of the car includes the windows. Any of the detail that is on top of the sheet metal is ignored at this point, completely ignored. So I'm going to stop this car from having visibility and show you that I've taken the same layer and I've placed it up here. Why do I have one up here and one down here will become evident as I show you what I'm doing. I am now going to minimize the opacity of this one up here. So I'm going to take it way down to somewhere around, I don't know, 10, 20 or something like this, just so you can see the paths that I've drawn. All right? Your duty is to draw the first path of the car, and look what I have on screen. I have gone into the wheel wells. I have drawn all the way around this vehicle. So in order to see this accurately, I'll turn this off and turn this on. But I'm going to get very close to the path. Do you see how I've gone inside the sheet metal by 1 pixel? And because you cannot see at this point as good as you would like to see, you have to be the artist to kind of figure out where the edge of things is and where you can actually dissect this car. Look at how nicely I've drawn this path all the way around the bumper. I even couldn't see in here. So watch how nicely it was. In order to see in here, I now turned this one on. So you are going to be toggling layers on and off as you need to see them. Now, look at how I've gone around the wheel. I've included nothing that is outside the visible confines of the sheet metal. Okay, I've gone around the whole car. I went around. Since this didn't even matter, I could paint this later. I could have done this path out where let me hit the V key. I could have hit this path out here. It wouldn't have mattered. But when I came back over the rear tail light, I went back to the sheet metal all the way around. All right, now why do I do that? Well, I obviously do that to paint the initial sheet metal. Now I'm going to try with speed to show you the proper way now, not only to do the sheet metal, but to isolate your horizon up and your horizon down, because it's that's going to give you the power to paint. All right, let me turn off this layer and show you what I've done with this already. I'm going to click up to this layer right here. I'm going to turn it on just like this. I'm going to redo the opacity back up to 100%. I'm going to go back to my sheet metal right here on my path, and I call it outer sheet metal, and it should remain the highest in your path listing. I'm going to command click it. Before I do, I know I'm going to have a problem here, and I want to show you all something on screen while you see it. I'm going to want to feather this selection. I can't feather with Option Command D because your machines reset the defaults all the time. So what I'm going to do is go into the Apple menu, System Preferences, and you're going to have to do this every day you walk in the room. Keyboard and mouse, keyboard shortcuts. Go down all the way to the bottom and turn off the dock, because Option Command D is for the dock. If it's not on, then Option Command D is for Photoshop, if you follow what I just said. So now, let me command click the path to turn it into a selection. Option Command D and put 1 pixeled feather. Please make a mental note of this. Everything on this car except for the Ford word and the little tiny text and door lines gets at least a 1 pixeled feather. And I would say it in class, please make a promise that I will not come to your machine and see that you have painted the edge of color and you haven't put at least 1 pixeled feather on it. All right. In order to get rid of all the junk you're not supposed to look at outside the sheet metal, the very first thing you do is go Command J. Command J makes a layer of just the sheet metal. Now, I want you to have one just like this. I also want you to duplicate this layer and stick it in another place like I have right there. I'll even call it small template. Okay? And now what I should do is hit Command S to save the file. And now that you're working on something that is a lot of memory, every 3 saves, would you please go to, Edit, Purge, All. Every 3 saves, purge everything so that you can efficiently actually utilize the memory on your machine. Now, What do you do from this point? Okay, I'll turn all this off. I'll leave this little guy down here. It is now my job to make a layer folder. So I'm going to ignore the fact that I've already painted this, and I'm going to paint it again for you from this point of view. So I'm going to make another layer folder. I'll move this one right above this one. I'll call it sheet metal 2. For my purposes, you would call it just sheet metal 1 or sheet metal. Now inside, please watch how I instantly make layer after layer after layer after layer, because I know it's going to take me, I don't know, 9 layers, 10 layers. So let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. It doesn't matter. I'll add them as I need them. Now, I'm going to double click the bottom one, which has nothing on it, and I'm going to call it sheet metal. Now that I have my sheet metal color, please watch how I command click the sheet metal. I go Option Command D, and you tell me how many pixels did I say to go at least? 1. Now, I'm going to tell you right now that sometimes this edge of a marquee gets in the way. Sometimes it's irritating to have this where you want to take, and you will see in a few minutes that I'm going to go Command H to hide, Command H to show, Command H to hide, and Command H to show. That's not Command D to deselect, it's Command H to hide a selection. Now let's go grab a medium value. So I hit the brush. I'm going to try to get slightly closer to this. I don't think I can though. I guess I did more or less. I'm going to leave it like this, please, and I'll have to toggle my screen back and forth a little bit. Normally I would work with a full screen, but in this case I'm fine. In fact, I better not move that over because I'll lose it on the movie. All right. You have to look at your reference and you have to determine what is the medium value. I'm going to bring back the original car. On the original blue, if I get close to this fender, I'm going to now point to the medium value. It's right there. That is the medium value of the car. Somewhere in this area is where I would paint this medium value. All right, let's go find the medium value for this. So somewhere in this area right here, if I hit the brush and hold the Option key, I can grab the medium value right there. Do you see where my eyedropper is? I'm going to click the eyedropper a little bit more over to this way, and now I have located the medium value on this car. All I have to do is save this in my swatches. In fact, I've already done it for you. Look at how that says right there. That is going to be the car medium value that I already have on screen. So you know what? I'll just click it. Now I'm going to go in and put this down here so I can constantly save colors out of this car. Listen to my way that I do this. I need to paint the overall sheet metal. So I turn off the reference. I make sure I'm on the right layer. I make sure that I have feathered 1 pixel. I go Option Delete, and I now have filled the medium value on the car. Okay, your job is to draw the horizon. Now I've showed the class the other day how to draw a horizon accurately. Let me go Command D to deselect a file, Command S to save the file. Every single time you paint something, save it, regardless of how long it takes you to do that. Now, what I want to do is to show the fact, I want to show the real car first. Now I'm going to minimize the opacity of this so that I can still see, I want you to see the horizon that I drew. All right, I drew 1 line of a horizon. Let me minimize this even more so I can really show you my horizon. All right, do you see the line that I drew from here all the way over to here? I want you to try, even if you have to fake it in the front end, to draw that line all the way across. In this file, it is really easy to find that line. Look at how you would, let me hit the V key so I can show you. You would start off the car right here. You'd go around this whole thing right here, up around the horizon. You would smooth out any icky bumps. Go right around the wheel well. Watch how you go. I want to get close to this and show you. Do this little shape later. Go right from here right to here. Go right around the car like this. Look at how this is going to come straight down to here. Are you seeing where I'm drawing here? So you're drawing right over to here. Since this is going to be an add-on shape, look at how you could just go straight across to here. Come right around to here, go straight through here to right up here and down, then straight over to here and off the car. Why? This is an add-on shape. This is an above layer. 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 All these little lights are above layers. The light and the molding for the light is an above layer. All this is an above layer. Now, let me minimize this and go back and show you what I did. I'll bring back the opacity of this just a tiny bit so you can see what I'm about to do now. All right, I clicked to this. I want you to kind of follow what I'm going to do because I'm going to do it again a couple of times. I'm going to click to this overall sheet metal, hit my P standing for what? Pen, and now hold Command Option. Do not drag. If I drag away from this, I make another one. That wasn't what I wanted to do, so I Command Z it back. All I want to do is make all of these points dark, filled in. Command C. I'm going to duplicate the horizon path. So I pick it up and drop it into the new path icon, move it back up, way up here, and since I've already named a horizon up complete, I'll name this one horizon up complete 2. Now, so far, oops, I have a space in there and I can't stand it, I can't breathe, I'm fine. Now, let me go like this and hit the return key, and now, watch what I do to this one. Let me turn off this little template so you can have the feeling of me going Command V to paste. Since I said this is horizon up, I would like you to get very close to this with the pen tool holding the Command key. I want to keep the upper stuff. Find the point that is nearest to the one where you're going to connect. In this case, I want to get rid of this point. So I hit 1 delete. Now let's go over to the other side. Let's go over here and find one point that you want to get rid of. Fine. I actually, watch what I'm going to do, I want to get rid of this point, but the nearest point to it's way the heck up there. So what should I do right there, children? Right here, just a minute. What should I do right there? I should what? Add a point. If you hold the pen over this, it automatically adds a point there. Now I click this point, hit 1 delete. Now watch what I'm going to do. I have isolated this out beautifully. If I click on the bottom one only, 1 delete, let me say this again. Let me deselect. Look at how if I hold Command Option and I click on the bottom one, the points are solid on the bottom one, but they're what on the top one? So now all I have to do is hit 1 delete, and I've deleted those out, go right over to here, hold the Option key, and click and close. Now go over to the other side, and hold the Option key, and click and close. Now I've isolated out the horizon up. Now please watch quickly. I'll be quick. You just watch how quickly I make this happen for the top. I said duplicate the horizon path. Make it go up to the top. I'm going to call this horizon down 2. So I'm going to copy my last one, click up here and go Command V and put a 2 at the end. Now I want to do the same thing, but I want to make the upper part go away. So I click to the upper one. Here's my overall sheet metal. Hold Command Option and click so the points are solid. Go Command C to copy. Now, click down to the one I just made. Command V to paste. Go close to where you want to join them together. Click right here. I'm getting rid of the top. I want to keep the bottom. So let me add the point here. Now, with that point selected, I get rid of it. I can't join this in together because they are 2 separate paths at this point in time. Now, let me go way the heck over here, move over to the front, Now let's go over to here. I can get rid of this one, so I marquee that one only. One delete. Now hold Command Option and click the top. The bottom are hollow. The top is now solid. One delete. Marquee, I don't marquee it. Click the Option key and join in, and now go right to the edge. Hold the Option key, and you can even curve that path like this. Command 0, go back here, Option click. I'm going to fix this a little bit because I know I want to go up with this a little bit. So watch, I click this one, I just Command Z back, and I'm going to move it up like this. Now hold the Option key and pull and pull. Now I have my horizon down. Now please watch how I utilize those horizons for the following. I even showed the class the other day something that I should show you, because there's another alternative to what I just did. There is. Let me turn off this so I can show you what I'm talking about. Here's the overall sheet.